Hello, my name's Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy, and welcome to my podcast, Whatever Happened to Baby Jet Lag?
Whatever happened with baby jet lag?
Whatever happened?
We'll find out. And I am the co-host, Arthur Chen, the chatty curator.
Stephen, whatever happened to baby jet lag?
Well, that's what Usha Vance will be asking. Now, for those of you who don't know, Usha Vance is the wife of J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States of America. So her title is Second Lady. And she flew to Italy recently and cancelled a number of events because she was jet lagged. So citing jet lag is the major cause for her cancellation.
Okay, there could be many other reasons.
Well,
but
there were some Italian, I think there was a mayor citing DEI breakthroughs and achievements that the Italians had made. And her husband is the one rolling back DEI protections in the United States. So maybe it has been cited. I don't want to get political. I actually take it at face value that she is jet lagged, bearing in mind that for most people, east is a beast and west is best. And she flew east.
Well, there's no secret that I hate their politics. But anyway, but the key point is that when you're flying somewhere flying somewhere overseas for a
across
work
time
engagement,
zones.
And it is a work engagement for her. Then they should have been informed about that.
Well, this is something that I found in my research, is that, and I interviewed a whole lot of people in the biotechnology industry here in Australia, and they didn't know how to manage the jet lag. So I wrote a book.
Yes.
So it's the simple things. And for example, going outside at lunchtime. That's a simple, inexpensive thing that you can do. So I'll give you an example. Some years ago, I flew to Buenos Aires for 3 days for work, which is a long way to fly. And I landed there, and the first day I was training staff in the database. And at lunchtime, they said, look, we're going to a nearby restaurant in Recoleta. We can drive you there, or you can walk if you'd like. I thought, yes, I'd love to walk, and see the streets of Buenos Aires. And it was sunny. It was winter, but it was very sunny. And that sunlight saved me because it woke me up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she should have a nice walk around.
A nice walk in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That would have really helped. So, I'm not getting into the politics of it, but simple things like daytime walks will really help.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised that it would probably take her quite a bit of time to recover, because
but also it's not like she can pop out into the street and walk like a normal person. She'd have a security detail, and that takes some coordination. So
they better fly her back on first class.
Oh, look, I'm sure she's being looked after. I'm sure, I don't know if she's on Air Force 2 or something, but I'm sure she's not flying economy up the back of the plane. I'm pretty sure that... I don't know, you're the vice president. No. I'm pretty certain she's getting looked after, as she deserves to be.
At least they're not sticking her to the luggage thing at the bottom of the plane and things like that. But it's true, and the good thing about, I've been reading the book a little bit, and it's very...
There will be questions.
Ooh. I like that you have, for example, personal stories, and also you use a very human language for it. And,
most people who fly internationally for work are not circadian rhythm experts. Yeah. That's a fair comment to make. I would say 99% are not. They might be very smart in their field. So if they're flying, say, a mining company, they might be very smart geologists and know stuff that I certainly don't. Or they're flying in banking, they'll know stuff, in banking and finance that I don't. But, if I put in a technical term like suprachiasmatic nucleus, I've got to explain that. So that's why I've got
isn't that from the Mary Poppins movie? Sorry. All right.
You're giving me an idea to write the suprachiasmatic nucleus song now.
There you go. Well, speaking of ideas, after the break, we're going to talk about your new project.
Oh, yes. It's very exciting.
And Steve, you have a new project.
I do. I have a new podcast
Yeah.
because one podcast is about jet lag is not enough. This one is probably a limited edition because what I'm doing is I'm interviewing an expert in the field of jet lag, circadian rhythm, sleep management, and basically I let them talk.
Yep.
And so the first episode is coming out Friday. So mark that in your diaries. Friday. So
And
midnight
who's the
our time.
guest?
The first guest is Lynne Peeples.
Oh,
Now,
that
she-
sounds familiar.
Yes, we talked about her book, The Inner Clock. I don't know.
She
if
went
it's
quite
focusing.
extreme with some of her
Oh,
stuff. isn't
she's hardcore.
Oh, God.
She locked herself in a bunker for 10 days with only dim red light.
Oh, my.
So, and she was saying that, she was eating blueberry pancakes and she couldn't see the blue. It was a grey. Everything was grey, black, dark red. And I like dark red, but I don't think I could
I
see
wonder
nothing
why. Yeah, no. But but I mean, it's going to be very interesting on brand. It's a
On
very, very interesting conversation. With
Oh,
her.
it's fascinating. And then she also slept out overnight in the sunflower field,
Okay.
as you do, to observe the sunflowers changing direction in the sun and in the middle of the night. So they follow the sun during the day. They go from east to west. Then at night, they go reverse.
Oh.
And so she was filming that and taking photos. And, she went to Alaska
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of summer and experienced the midnight sun.
Oh, God.
So all of it very hardcore. So, but it was a fun interview. So that's coming out in my Ending Jet Lag series. So
On
this-
Fridays.
On Friday. Every Friday for the next, few Fridays. I have a few lined up. Then there's an interview with an expert in that chronobiology field.
That is amazing. And how are they going to find it?
Well, if you come to my YouTube channel and go to podcasts, and I'll put a link in the chat for this one as well.
Yes. Well,
Link in the description.
it will be a little bit different from this one because
Very
he's
different.
actually talking to an expert. I'm not an expert in jet lag, but I'm even learning quite a bit in there. So imagine what you can learn from going to that podcast.
And I'm also talking to them over Zoom because they're typically overseas. I think I've got a few domestics, a few domestic experts, but none of them in Melbourne.
Oh,
So it's all Zoom. So, and I let them do as much of the talking as I can. So Arthur's not.
I'm not
There
a
on
jet
this
lag.
one.
I'm not a jet lag expert, but it's always important to grow your content like that. So that's
this is just a limited edition series because I don't think I could find an expert every single week.
Or well, it could be a little bit like the specials.
It's a special. It's a limited edition box
Exactly.
set,
There you go. And so make sure you follow Steve's.
and I'll be putting
YouTube
an announcement. Yes, my
Yes.
YouTube channel. Like and subscribe.
Ta-da!
That sound awful.
I know. Please cut that out. Steve, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh dear.
Well, you see, I'm kind of a horror movie fan, and sometimes I don't know if you have noticed. I don't know if you have noticed when you watched the video on this channel before. There's this red AI clocks.
Yes.
Can you give us a bit of a what?
Okay.
What is that?
I wanted something to represent jet lag, and so I was looking for a whole lot of clocks out of sync because your body clock gets out of sync. That's jet lag basically. We all have an internal body clock. We're here in Melbourne. Our body clocks are aligned to Melbourne time. If we've got on a plane and flew to London, London's I think 10 hours behind at the moment. And so our body clocks would be out of sync with the local time. So that's jet lag. And I was looking at, and it feels surreal. There's a kind of surreal characteristic to it. So I'd seen clocks out of sync, and I use software to edit these videos, and it has an AI generator. And I thought, let's play. So I and I chose red specifically because it has a very visceral feel. You know, it's connected to both nutrition. So you think of ripe fruit. You know, humans evolved the red light sensors to pick when fruit was ripe. So, you know, ripe fruit, and also blood. So there's that danger element as well. So it gets attention. You know, the red carpet, Lady in Red, it's attention at a really visceral level.
It reminded me, is that what happened to Jack Nicholson in The Shining?
It could be. But I put the clocks there, and I let the AI generator, and the AI generator sometimes understands that clocks have 12 numbers from 1 to 12. Not always. Sometimes we have Roman numerals that don't exist. We have, I've got one where instead of the number 6, we have the letter G. I have these Thai characters appear, and there's this surreal, disturbing quality. So now every opening episode, there's the clocks, and they're different each time, because I really like, I think I get 45 credits a month, so I go nuts. And I like to use those weird clock, because jet lag is so surreal and disturbing, and those images are so surreal and disturbing. But I think it's a great metaphor for jet lag.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, well, at least
And
it's
I've got some
explained.
really disturbing ones coming up.
Oh my God. Well, look, it's either you might be interested in more of this imagery or just learn more about jet lag. How are people going to find you?
Well, if you come to my website, www.jetlagguy.com.au, that's where I am. And also my YouTube channel, if you come to The Jet Lag Guy on YouTube or on Blue Sky.
There you go. Nice. And well, and don't forget to check out End Jet Lag on Fridays.
Ending Jet Lag.
Ending Jet Lag.
The
Sorry.
new podcast
on Fridays. And